Yo, what's going on, everybody? Charlie checking in here. Happy Sunday, everybody. Happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there, single mothers, anybody that has to take the role of a father position, to help raise a child and rear them, to be respectable, honest, dependable adults. So, for all the sacrifices and everything you do, Dad, I want to thank you. Oh, excuse me. We just left from Dad's house, had a bunch of barbecue, so, woo! I got some indigestion going here. Yeah, and what I was wanting to touch on today also is, Happy Father's Day to any of y'all out there that don't get to see your kids, man. Like I said earlier, a failed relationship does not mean, a failed father. Just because there's so many of us out there, and I'm including myself here, that we don't get to see our kids really anymore because the fact of the matter is we don't get along with our spouses, and that's pretty much it. and it sucks, it really does. And I'm here to tell y'all right now, man. My daughter, she's 12 years old. I love her to death. But I don't think we spent one Father's Day together out of a whole 12 years that she's been in my life. I don't think I had one Father's Day where I got to spend with my child, with my kid, and it can hurt a little bit. I can feel the sting every year. But I hate to say this, but it seems like it never gets easier, but it seems like it does year by year. You build up these walls and these defenses, to try to blind yourself to the fact that that you don't have your child, and I hear it every day, from haters and trolls and stuff. Well, you don't got your daughter, go pay your child support, and so I mean, and like I say, I admit, that that my drinking, had played a big part in the overall part of me and her mother not being together anymore and us not being a family. But I mean, there was a lot of factors and stuff that drove me to it, which I will share with y'all here today. But it's crazy. There's I can't believe that people can sit there and throw children in your face. Whenever they're mad and people are upset with you, or you can't take care of your children, you don't get to see your children, your child, and because they know that it gets to you a little bit, what honest adult, who loves their children wouldn't, be hurt and affected by somebody saying, hey, you're a failure to your child, say that's just just hater troll stuff. Saying that it goes off easily, you know what I mean? But it still opens the wounds that you yourself know to be for a fact that you don't get to spend time with your child. And like I say, my ex was constantly pretty much in and out of my life. It was always coming and going. And I didn't, like we're talking now, I've been paying my support faithfully for damn near almost a year now. So it's the fact that I'm not supporting and helping my child anymore isn't the reason why I'm not getting to see her anymore. And so these reasons are only on her mother. It's always been well, let's just see what happens, and just like nothing ever happens. And like I said, it's always been like that. Coming and going, not really knowing what she wanted, and it went all the way back to the pregnancy, where we knew my daughter, she wasn't getting into the right position to where for delivery, so we had to have a C-section done with her, and so we knew what date, was coming up. We knew what date. And speaking of which, Mattia Walker, congratulations, baby. You about to have your baby really soon. So, proud of you, man. That's so awesome. Right there to Mattia. But so I mean, we knew what date that my daughter was gonna be born on, and so I was excited. We were living with her mom at the time. Dad and everybody had done moved back down to Charleston. And I was the only one, I didn't have any family left up in Columbia. It was just me, and I was living with her family. And I was working at this welding factory. Well, me and her mom never ever got along. Her mother always had something against me for some reason. You know, I don't understand. Like, I was always working. I always had a job. But there's just something about me that she just didn't like, you know, and I just couldn't understand it, you know. And I'll tell you guys right now how it was. Her mother was dating one brother, and my daughter's mother was dating one brother. My daughter's mother was dating another brother and had a kid with the brother. So, you know, like her mom and her mom's boyfriend, the brother of the, you know, they wanted her to stay with this guy. They didn't want her to be with me, you know. So they always, you know, infighting and making stuff up and everything, and just making life hell for me. And like I said, I was working and I had a bunch of money saved up and everything, so we were trying to get our own place. And I mean, not a month before my daughter was about to be born. So like I said, we knew the date that we were going to go in and have the cesarean done. And like right at a month before the due date, they kicked me out. You know, they said that you know, that I can't remember what it was, and that there was this tension going on in the house or whatever, and that you know, it was getting too big. It wasn't going to be enough room for the baby and stuff, and that my girlfriend, she wanted her mom and them to help raise the baby, not me. So they kicked me out a month before my daughter was even born, right? And I moved back down to Charleston, and I mean, I found a job real quick. Moved back down here, and I moved back in with Dad and them. You know, they didn't have the room, but they let me in anyway because, I mean, you know, what could I do? I didn't have nowhere to go, you know. And I remember Green Day had just came out with Boulevard of Broken Dreams, so that was just crushing me and stabbing me. And I remember going to like the payphones, and I would call at night on a payphone, you know, long distance, just to not get an answer, or just to, well, she's already asleep, you know what I mean? And it was so bad, man. And I got a job relatively fast, man. I ended up delivering sheetrock for this company with my ex-brother-in-law, and it paid all right? And I remember, I was helping load up the damn truck with sheetrock one day, throwing straps over, and one of my friends, Drew, was driving a forklift, and he stopped the forklift, and he said, "Hey, Charlie, congratulations, like 9 pounds, 7 ounces or something." And I was like, what are you talking about, you know? And apparently, you know, my daughter had been born, you know, and the word spread. Dad and him found out. They called the company, all the office knew, all the drivers. It seemed like every freaking body knew that you know, that she was born except for me. I was the last one to find out, you know. And then, you know, so we got talking a little bit and stuff, and I got to ride up there and saw her and stuff, and was talking and trying to get back together, and you know, just getting things back in order and stuff like that. It's like her mom was like, "Well, I do want us to be together," and her mom was tired of living with her mom and the rules and stuff, and I was working, so I was like, "Well, come on down here with me, you know, and we'll get on our feet and we'll get our own place." So she did, you know. Skylar was about 6, 7 months probably or whatever, and they moved down. My ex ended up moving down here with me, and we ended up moving in with my uncle. He was always there for us, man. And we moved in there with him, and you know, I worked. She sat home with my daughter while I worked, and you know, she didn't have any family down here, and it was lonely for her, and I understand that. And her mom ended up moving to Texas, so you know, she really had nowhere to go, right? I mean, not nowhere to go. She really had no family. You know, it was just pretty much me and her down here in Charleston. And I remember it was like 3 days before Father's Day, right? This is my first Father's Day, and it was like 3 days before Father's Day, and I just got home from work, and my ex was there with my daughter all dressed up in a nice dress and stuff, and thought to talk about, you know, let's go out to eat and stuff. And so I was like, yeah, sure, I guess we can do that, you know. And she's like, I got something for you, you know. So okay, and she pulls out this big green poster board, and it's a Father's Day card, you know, and it's a big Father's Day card she made for me, and it's got my daughter's footprints in it, and I had to leave it. Whenever I ruined everything and had to leave all my stuff in Colombia, I had to leave that. It was one of the things that I miss to this day. So she shows me this card, and it's Happy Father's Day, and she got a card for me and stuff, and I'm wondering, I'm like, well, why don't I get this on Sunday, you know? She told me she was leaving. She was taking my daughter. And that they were moving to Texas. All the way to Texas, bro. And so I mean, I didn't know what to say, man. I took her out to eat, and I was like, okay, this, like, well, when, you know? She's like, this was like 3 days before, so this is like a Thursday or something. She was like, I'm leaving tomorrow, you know, Friday. So, all right, damn, this is my last day, you know. And it was so messed up because I was working, I was doing everything I could do. I wasn't drinking, I was coming home and doing the whole family thing, and it just wasn't enough, you know. And oh, man, damn. So we had our dinner, and I can't even remember where it was. I was just numb the whole night. I just didn't want it to be true. And the next day I went to work, and I just pretty much just did the march all day, you know. And then I got home at like 5 o'clock probably. I told him I had to get off early because we always worked late. I got home, and she had her bags packed, man. They were packed and ready to go. And I drove them to the freaking Greyhound. So I drove him to the Greyhound, and that was like the last time that I've seen my daughter for like 3 years probably. And then so that Saturday I just pretty much, I guess, just sat home and just cried all day. And Sunday I can't remember, man. I think I went out and got like a hamburger or something. I went out and got a hamburger and just, you know, I don't know, man. Just like the weeks after that, man, I was just in like the darkest place, you know, I could ever be in, you know. You know, it was like I was so young back then too, and I was just extremely hopeful, you know, that that I could make this work, and just the fact that I was just trying my all, you know. And like I said, a big part I can't blame her, you know, because she was down there with me, you know. I mean, we didn't exactly have our own place yet. Like, she didn't have any family. Her mom moved to freaking Texas, you know. I mean, what would y'all done, you know? But I mean, still, man, you got to stick with family, I think, you know. And yeah, so that was the absolute worst Father's Day I've ever had in my life, man. And like I said, I've never really had a Father's Day ever since, man. It's like, and it's not just that, like birthdays, Christmas, Thanksgivings, any kind of holidays or anything special. I mean, usually something happens or whatever where, damn, you know, I can't be involved, you know. So, I learned a while back, you know, just to stay out of it. You know, everyone asked me, you know, well, don't you want to see your daughter? I mean, haven't you tried or whatever? I mean, of course I have, man. I mean, it's my flesh and blood. It's my seed. It's my baby girl. It's my only. You know, man, but at a time in your life, bro, you gotta say, you know, there's nothing you can do, man. You just gotta sit back you know, and just watch them make a family, you know, and just hope that she has a better family with them, you know, at least a good enough family what you could have gave her, you know. So I mean, like I said, and if somebody just doesn't want to be with you, then there's nothing in this world that you're going to be able to do to make them stay, you know, or make them happy. If they want to go, you know what I mean, then they're going to go, you know. So you know, I can only play the cards that I'm dealt, you know, and just try to make the most out of it. My daughter, I know you. If you're watching this, baby, I love you, and I know that you will come looking for me. You know who I am, and you know you can't be held back forever, you know. So this is my time right now that I'm trying to build myself and make myself into the person, you know, 5 years from now, you know, that I'm gonna want you. That I'm going to want you to have in your life, because I know that you're going to come looking for me, baby. And I promise you that I'll be here. And then when we do get to celebrate my first Father's Day together, I promise you it'll be the best that we ever had. Okay, so I'm going to leave it here, guys. I know this is going to be emotional, man. If you watched it all the way, I thank you so very much, man. You guys all have changed my life, and you are helping me become a better person daily. So thank you all very much, and hopefully not long from now I'll have that Father's Day that I never had. So thank you guys, and y'all have a great day. Peace.